Hey, Shaka came back. How you doing, love? I've been missing y'all. This is my. Hey, Burr, how you doing? I've been missing y'all. Had to drink some tea. Child, I've been having voice problems over here. So y'all, I don't know what's all been going on over here. I have decided really not to listen anymore because I don't care, you know. And but this morning I considered playing catch up, and I logged on to thank you, Bird. It's good to see y'all too. I've been missing y'all. It ain't nothing personal towards y'all. It's just the caliber of conversations around here are not um, keeping my attention anymore. I have tried, but honey, it ain't working. Okay, I cannot. It's like folks around here are devolving instead of evolving, and oh Lord, it's only many. I'm getting older, child. It's only so many. It's only so many brain cells I can spare, honey, to nonsense, right? But I clicked on to somebody's video. Let me think of who it was. Cause it was Yaya's video. Hey Scooter, how you doing? So I clicked on there and they was talking about. I think somebody implied that Lemon was 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 selling him, if I can put it that way. Now I don't know how that turned out. Don't know if it was true or not. But I clicked off after that because really I don't care. Number one and number two, are we surprised? Okay. But anyway, this is what I want to talk about. So we know that I had been coming back and give you guys a recap, kind of what I thought about what was going on with the Diddler trial, especially as it pertains to Cassie, because I think that when it comes to the federal prosecutors, their whole case is based on what Cassie went through and also the things that happened, while Cassie was with Diddy. And so that I mean the man he has done so much over the course of over 2 decades to where I'm thinking they felt like the strongest point and the thing that they could prove was what went on during the time that he was with her, simply because she is still around to tell the story. And so but they know he done so much. You know what I mean? It's just so much, right? And so anyway, but here's my thing. So I'm listening. Okay. Oh, now I am not going to make it through this whole trial, okay? Because the prosecutors are supposed to have weeks. I think they said 6 weeks or 4 weeks worth of witnesses, child. And then the defense gets the terms. They got 4 or 5 weeks of witnesses, child. Oh my God, But to me, the nail was put in the coffin yesterday. And I don't know if you guys heard about that. Y'all, please double tap that eye up there that y'all see. Well, y'all, because y'all know I'm always watching, right? So for me, the nail was placed in the coffin yesterday when Cassie's mom got up there and testified that, and she had taken pictures of Cassie's injuries. Those injuries was so bad, y'all. Uh, some of them was put on somebody's community wall, and I was like, oh my God. And she was so young, being treated like this after she had went home after one of the beatings, right? I don't know if she was trying to flee or, what was going on, but she went home. She got away. She was at home, right? So her mom took the pictures, and can you imagine what that conversation was like, having to tell your mom even a little bit of what's going on? So anyway, she was there. She took the pictures. A couple of days after she was there, they say Diddy contacted the parents and told them that he wanted his $20,000 back. You know, I should have retitled this video, but he wanted $20,000 back for the money that he had put into Cassie, right? And I'm like, what? He did what, right? And so, and that testimony is important because it proves that Cassie was a worker and not just some kind of a girlfriend that's there willingly, right? She's willingly going through all this stuff. She's willingly there to get her behind kicked and her face, beat in, and just all of it, right? But anyway, that goes to show that she was not willing, right? Not all the time, right? And so he also told him that, like I said, he wanted his 20K back, or he's going to release some X tapes on Cassie, two of them, and all of this and all that, right? So evidently the family, her mom and dad, didn't have no 20K just laying around, right? They're just regular people. They got jobs. They're trying to make it. So, but they love their daughter so much and they wanted her protected so much and he also said that he was going to hurt her, allegedly said that he was going to hurt her and Kid Cudi, and he was going to be out of the country so it couldn't be traced back to him. And I'm thinking, this fool is stupid. You wrote the email saying that means it's going to be traced back to you, fool. But anyway, so they take out a home equity loan, okay, a home equity loan, and sent this millionaire $20,000. He put his checking account information in an email and everything, right? Sent them $20 million, right? I was like, oh my God. And I'm thinking in between, okay, they sent the money. Now I'm thinking Cassie was there, and I'm thinking she contacted him and said, hey, I don't want my parents going through all of this. I'm gonna come back, right? And I think that's the reason why he did that, to coerce her or trying to force her hand into coming back. Because I felt like when she went home, he knew she was done, right? So he felt like he launched his scare campaign, and so to force her hand into coming back, right? And so it worked evidently because she went back. And then a couple of days after she got back, he sends the money back to the parents. But see, here's where RICO come in, and people is stupid. Because a lot of people on the internet, because you got a lot of diddler apologists around here, especially black men and black women, right? Then the black women be killing me. Oh, she a gold digger. Oh, that's what she get, blah, blah, this and blah, blah. I'm thinking, really? This what we doing? But anyway, we're going to get to that, right? Um, how does anyone else in here have black fatigue? Shall we always get the ignorant trolls? Now, you're welcome to stay, okay? But one more comment like that and you'll be out of here. Because I don't suffer trolls very well. Now, if you want to come in and hear the conversation, fine. Sit down in the corner and act like you got some sense, okay? Because this ain't the place for that, ignorant. But anyway, y'all, so he sends the money back after a couple of days. The mom testifies to that. She testifies to another incident that happened when they were at a Cassie birthday party. It was devastating as well, where the mom was actually trying to defend her daughter because he had taken her car and her phone or something like that. And you gotta realize that when it comes to DV abusers, that it is a whole process. They want to actually separate you from your family and your friends because they know these people want to defend you. These people want to help you and protect you. So that's why they want to separate you from your people. Anybody that actually loves you, they don't want you around them, right? So they can continue doing you any way that they want to do you. So before the fact that Diddy had enough balls to actually threaten her people, I was like, wow, he really was on something. He was okay. That God complex was out of control, right? And that God complex is what got him where he is now. Because, see, he was going to these parties, in my opinion, this is my point of view. He was going to these parties, starting out, and he's seen all of this and all of that going on. He felt like he can come back and do that to his own people. Because if you notice, I didn't see a whole lot of Anglo people around. You know what I mean? But he was allowed to do that to his people. You know why? Because he know he had to tread lightly. Because the Anglo man giveth and the Anglo man taketh away. And from what it looked like to me, honey, the Anglo man done backed up and they taking it away. Just like they took his behind away long time ago. Okay. So anyway, uh Nicholas is a mess. Child, we done had that from for centuries, right? Child. But anyway, so that's why I just felt like he was really brazen to do that. Like this man really think he was shielded and nothing. Right, I'm sick of that too, Scooter. People saying she's not. But we going to get into that. That's the purpose of the video. I just have to give y'all a little backstory on what grossed me out because the energy is so bad behind this trial. Every day is something even more disgusting that I literally can't sit and listen to it, like every day, like all day, and it's trending right now. This what's going on. And you want to know what's going on, but it's so much. It's so sad. And then you can just feel the demonic energy coming off of the situation, off of the diddler, right? He is so disgusting. But one thing I'm happy that he did, though, I am so happy that he did not take that 15-year plea deal that the feds offered him. So, and I'm happy about that because when he's convicted, he's going to go to jail for the rest of his life, in my opinion. Now, he already 50, 55 years old, right? So even if they give him like 25 years, okay, that's basically the rest of his life, all right? Hi, how you doing? I am Cosmic Energy. But the vibrations are so low that I cannot I can't do it like every day, all day. But I really want to talk about today because the audacity of him to threaten her parents, right? And also in that email that I was telling you about, we know what he allegedly did to Kid Cudi was blow up his car, and he threatened him to do something to him. Once again, allegedly those messages that he was sending her parents. And they asked her mom about Kid Cudi. She said she didn't know who he was. And then I believe that, I don't know if it's today, but people are saying that Kid Cudi is going to testify. I hope that he does because Cassie talked about a conversation that Diddy and her and Cudi had. And Cudi asked him, but what about my car? And Diddy was like, what about it? Right? So he really thought he was running things in his mind, right? Now, please double tap the screen and give your girl a like. I appreciate it. Thank you. And so, yeah, he really, in his mind, thought he was godlike, right? In his mind, So it's just the whole thing is ignorant. But anyway, that is my point of view about that. I say all that to say, I have been watching a lot of melanated men in particular online, right? You got all these DV defenders. You got all these deviant, these black male deviant offenders, going on. Well, she was there willingly. Well, she ain't nothing but a bee and all of this and all of that, right? And do you know why? Every time I see one of them videos where they are defending him, like, let me tell you something. Like, who is the grossest person of all that I've sit up and listened to on here, which prompted this video actually, was Willie D Live. Have you ever heard of him? Well, anyway, this guy that do videos. He's been on here forever. He used to be an ex-rapper or something, right? His name is Willie D Live. He is the most misogynistic, disgusting Diddy defender that I have ever heard in my life, right? And I'm thinking, why is he dead set on that they all are, a lot of people, men and women, they're trying to make it out to be that Cassie was a very loose person. What do they call them now? Like a run through person or whatever, that them loose women, right? They want to make her seem like that. But even though if she was a loose person, you still can't get around the fact that there is video proof of him beating on her. There are witnesses after witnesses giving testimony as to how he treated her. There is also the state, in my opinion, the feds are also proving the fact that he trafficked her. Okay? So, and then the fact that he didn't even see her really as a girlfriend, he saw her as a worker. And that's what they're proving, and people are not getting that. And then as far as yesterday, the cross examination, Diddy's lawyers, they wouldn't even cross examine Cassie's mom. They said we have no questions at this time, Your Honor. And they let her. They know she threw a death blow on him yesterday. They didn't even want to talk to her. They didn't want to ask her nothing. Cause how could they? Cause they know that she got proof of all she had recorded, all of that stuff that was said and done to her as it pertains to Cassie. So what questions could they ask? They could only make it worse. That's the only thing that they could do was make it worse, in my opinion, right? So that's why they didn't ask Cassie's moms no questions, right? And so I think that because of all of this stuff that's going on, and it's not only the Diddler that they're defending, they're on here defending what's that young boy's name? DDG. And they say Halle Bailey, she filed a restraining order on DDG. And she has won temporary sole custody of her son. People are defending him over her, even though she done showed bruises, and all of this and all of that. And they said it was some girl that he was going with before. They said she was a loose woman, but she chronicled her DV when it came to the DDG guy. But I guess they felt like it was all right because she's supposed to have been a thought or something, right? It's never okay for somebody to put their hands on you. There is no reason. Just like in the Diddy trial, they wanted to seem like Cassie was fooling with other people on Diddy. She was cheating on him. So what if she was? Because they not married. They wasn't married then. They're not married now. Even Cassie said she felt like a side chick. Especially when it came to Kim Porter. And God forbid, would she have even been above ground if he really cared about her? Okay, because see what he did. Another thing that's draining to me when it comes to energy, he's an energy vampire, right? In my opinion, he's a succubus. And he sucked the youth right up out of that girl. And when she had nothing left to give, that is the only reason why she is still above ground, in my opinion, right today. And the fact that he didn't know if she had evidence on him or the mom or whoever is another reason why she above ground right today. Because unfortunately, Kim Porter is not here anymore. Man, because they said the reason why she's not here anymore is because Kim Porter was allegedly attempting to do what her friend did. What is her last name is Kennedy. That girl that wrote that Bling book, and they said she passed away of natural causes at the age of 42 freaking years old. Okay, and that Bling book, was centered around what was going on in the Diddler world, in my opinion, and he didn't appreciate that. And they were going, and I've seen a very old clip, news clip of Harvey Weinstein saying that he's going to turn it. They were planning on turning that Bling book into a movie. And I was like, oh my goodness. So she supposedly died of natural causes in her apartment by herself. Okay. And when it came to Kim Porter, now I got to thinking, how would he know that she was supposed to be writing a book, about her life or about whatever, right? But then I remember I heard another video to where they said that home that he bought Kim Porter that she was living in with her kids, that home was bugged. So I'm thinking, is that how he found out that she was writing a book? Because he had the home bugged? You know what I mean? And I was like, oh my goodness, right? So, but we know she ain't here no more. She's supposed to have passed away from pneumonia, even though she was very healthy. Al B. Sure testified that she was healthy the couple of days that he saw her. You know what I mean? And I think the reason why that Al B. Sure didn't testify is because he didn't witness anything going on with necessarily going on with Cassie. The only thing that he could testify about is what he suspects happened to him, as well as Kim Porter and Albie Shore allegedly feels like Diddy poisoned them with cyanide. Because his internal organs shut down, and he was, same thing happened with Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx feels that Diddler did that to him as well, because Jamie Foxx came out in an interview, if I can remember, and said he seen men in Diddy's back on the basketball court in one of Diddy's homes playing naked basketball. Right after he came out and said that, he miraculously is almost taken up out of here. Okay. But that is part of the Diddler's, in my opinion, very, very deviant God complex. He think he have the right to will life and death on somebody. That's what he think, right? But that Willie D Live, he is the one of the most strongest supporters of the Diddler. In his apologies, he trying to paint Cassie as a bad person when there is evidence that, and you know yourself who the bad person is, but you want to apologize. The reason why all these black males is apologizing for these deviants, these other black male deviants on here, is because it makes them feel uncomfortable. Like I said, you got the DDG situation. They're back on the Tory Lane situation, cause he got, stabbed or knifed or whatever in prison. But before then they was talking about how he, DV'd women, in Canada and places like that, right? And so, but they trying to make it seem like it's all what is that girl names? Uh all the rapper girls trying to make it seem like it's all her. Oh, I can't think of her name. It's all her name that he in prison. Her fault. I'm sorry that he is in prison right now, right? But if she believes that he shot her, what else could she say? What is it? Megan Stallion, right? And like I said, the DDG, and we ain't gonna talk about old Shannon Sharp over there. The only thing that he still got left is Club Shay Shay, okay? Cause he pretty much destroyed that when that bargain basement OnlyFans model put his business on Front Street about his baby gravy, okay? He wouldn't give her no baby gravy. So she figured, a 25K a cheek. So she bust him out for 50 million because she heard he was having $100 million I guess podcast contract or something. But honey, that contract went away. But he still got Club Shay Shay, y'all. Y'all can go see old nasty race play, alleged race play Shannon Sharp around there at the Club Shay Shay, child. Okay. But you see all these men on here apologizing, especially the like I said, the black ones, as well as a lot of women. You know why? Because it makes them feel uncomfortable. Because we are in the day and age to where the DV laws have been strengthened for a reason, right? Because when it comes to these intimate violence situations, the numbers used to be astronomical when it came to femicide, right? Especially when it came to melanated femicide, black woman femicide. Those numbers were really high. I think, and I don't even think if you are not a part of this world and are not one of these deviants, and especially if you are a black man, even though you feel uncomfortable, why would you say anything? Because you ain't doing nothing but making yourself look bad, Willie D, okay, and all the rest of them. That's because you uncomfortable about the conversation. All right. But what you should be doing instead of checking the victims, you need to be checking coming out against the defenders, like the Diddlers, like the DDGs, like the Tory Lanes and the whoever else. Because it is not acceptable. Okay? Check your own people. Why you checking the women? You worried about the wrong thing. If you wouldn't be doing all this devious stuff to people, then it wouldn't be talked about. Especially when you think you in a high place. Because like I said, when the Anglo man giveth, then the Anglo man will take it away. Because the Anglo man don't care nothing about you. See, Diddy overestimated his influence. He didn't realize that he wasn't nothing but a worker, honey. You wasn't nothing but a worker. That's all. You know. He wasn't nothing but and then in my opinion, because this is my point of view, in my opinion, when it came to them Anglos that he was fooling with, like everybody's talking about Justin Bieber right now, right? I don't think that the Diddler did anything to him. I think that when it came to the what is his name, the Justin Bieber situation, I believe that one of them Anglos, one of them billionaire Anglos wanted him, and he was gifted to one of them. Because I did a video about them people in these high places gifting people to people, right? Human beings, right? So I think he was a gift to one of them Anglos that want to just oh my God, Justin Bieber, right? Not only him, but we know what Gene Deal and people were saying about what happened with poor little Usher, when he was sent to by the music producer. What is his name? I can't think of his name. They sent Usher to Diddy, to what they call it, flavor camp, right? And so I think that guy gifted Usher to the Diddler. That's what I think. And Gene Deal told a story about one time, Usher was there and he had to be rushed to the hospital, allegedly, for rectal damage, allegedly, right? Now, how his mom thought this was a good idea, and the same thing with Justin Bieber's mom. How can you think it's a good idea to have these people, you give custody away to these people, and you don't know what's going on? I don't understand that. But that's what they say happened with Usher. And so I just, ooh, and then that guy, was it YG Osiris or something like that? He left the industry completely. And poor little Orlando Brown, he around there acting crazy. Cause he trying to get his story. He trying to tell his story his own self and all this and all that, right? And so I think that the reason why a lot of these people that want to come out and tell their stories today, I think the reason why they still around and they haven't been taken off the planet, is simply because it is really hard to hide things of that nature these days via this world wide web, via this internet, right? Yeah, the price of fame. You make a good point. Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, I really don't, and I think it's a bad look when these black males come out here online apologizing and making excuses for these men, especially if you are not a part of that world, because it makes it sound like you are a part of that world, just because it makes you uncomfortable. So you already have a stigma on your back of being a actual deviant in the first place, right? And so the only thing it does, when they come out with these stories like this, is bolster that stereotype. So if you know you're not that person, why would you want to defend it? GM Olivia and Chad, I stopped watching Willie D months ago. I know, right? A lot of males love to see black women being a bit. That's right, and we're gonna talk about that too. Same way they used to pat Kevin Samuels on the back, right? Oh my God, Carla, I am so glad you said that. Because that brings me to my next subject, and Willie D. Live is absolutely disgusting. He is a misogynistic pig. Do you hear me? He is disgusting. He had the nerve to say the other day he can't believe Cassie's husband married him because of all of that stuff that had happened to her. I'm like, and I know, and then he was like, and I know I wouldn't marry her. I mean, nobody would want to marry your ugly ass. And if you got a wife, shame on her. That's what I felt about Willie D. Live. He is a misogynist pig, and he is disgusting. For real. But as far as that Kevin Samuels thing go, I'm glad you mentioned, because forever there has been we have been forever in a gender war, not only on YouTube, but especially as a gender war offline and online, might as well say, that's why you had to, that's why you got, so many instances reported of DV, right? And I'm glad these women are standing up and reporting these men. Because you don't have a right to put your hands on no dang on body. Hey, Fifi TV, how you doing? He get on my nerve too, Fifi. He is out of order, okay? I said, ugh. I cannot stand Willie D. Live. I don't see how black women follow him. He is a he-man black woman hater, okay? And ain't no telling what little kind of sneaky stuff he done with that slow capping, clapping, and that slow talking with his ignorant self. Willie D. Live is trash, okay? But anyway, uh, that brings me to another point. Like I said, you got a whole lot of black male apologists defending Diddy, defending DDG, defending, you know what, it didn't, you got a lot of even other rappers like Willie D. Live and Lil Boosie did a post. I read that somewhere saying that Cassie and her husband planned to sue Diddy because they was living with Cassie's mom at the time, right? Him and Slim, yeah. Oh wow. But Slim Thug. Boosie, he said that they planned to sue him because they were living with the mom and they had fallen on hard times. You know what I said? Good for them. And the reason why I said good for them is because Cassie, see that $20,000 that he extorted from the family. That $20,000 cost him $20 million. Okay, and then she got 10 more million from the hotel when she sued the hotel because they didn't protect her. Security did not protect her. So, but she should have got more than 20 million. See, 20 million wasn't enough for what she went through. It's not enough money for what she went through, in my opinion. It's not enough money. You know. And so that is the reason why, they charged him with ex trafficking. Number one, it's because of the way that he treated her. And then you proving ex trafficking when you want her family to pay you $20,000 back. It's because and then I feel like he was doing he was being real funny with the books because he was getting bad boys money to pay for all of those escorts and all of this and all of that. But he used the money that he was supposed to be using to develop her and her and then that what is it called, they give them off the top when they first sign an artist and stuff like that. He was using all of that money to pay for the S workers and all of this and all that. That's why he had her. This is my opinion, right? And it's all allegedly, y'all. But this is the reason why he had her calling the S workers. He had her picking them out online and all of this and all that. And in the background, he the running things, right? And then not only does he have a God complex, they say his his tallywhacker ain't bigger than nothing but a Tootsie Roll. Okay, so now he got a God complex, he got a Napoleon complex, and he got a Tootsie Roll complex. The advance, thank you, Fifi TV. Using her advance, the money that he said he was giving her for an advance because he signed her to a 10 album deal, funneling that back, using those monies to do the freak offs. And that's what I believe. And so has Kid Cudi. I don't know if Kid Cudi's testified or not, y'all, but I think he is today if he hasn't already. And that's another nail in the coffin right there, right? He did. He cheated all of his art. He got so much to pay for. You know what I mean? The threats that have been made to me by Sean Puffy Combs on that he is going to release to his bed. Oh, Cassie wrote that in a 2011 email. I'm looking at this on TV too, y'all. And so, yeah, let me stop looking at the TV. Somebody named Wolf said everyone has sinned, which condemns them to damnation without Jesus. And they said, but look, that don't have nothing to do with what Diddy did, okay? He don't even believe in a Jesus. He think he is a God, clearly. Because why would you treat other human beings that way? But anyway, moving right along. But like I said, you get all these black male apologists on here apologizing for Diddy and DDG and Tory Lanez and all the rest of it. It's disgusting to me. They ain't doing nothing but making themselves look bad. and showing how the deviant nature that they have, okay? Because any sane person can clearly see what he had in store for her. And he even said, somebody even had said that, he said allegedly that Kim Porter was his woman, and but Cassie was moldable because she was young. You know, she was 19 years old when she met him, and she was moldable. I guess meaning that, you know, he can make her do, you know, whatever he want her to do. You know, y'all please double tap the screen, give your girl a like. Share the video if you don't mind. I appreciate it, right? So she was moldable, okay? But anyway, extortion falls under that RICO charge that they've given him, right? And he did, and then by all those people working for him, and we ain't gonna talk about that. What all the assistant said yesterday, he had to do for Diddy, and he is run anything. Anytime you have these people doing anything illegal, that is a criminal enterprise. That is a RICO charge. And so that's why they charged him with the RICO and the X trafficking, because that's what they can prove. If they couldn't prove it, they wouldn't have charged him with it. Do you see what I'm saying? He absolutely groomed her. Absolutely. She was dealing with Stockholm syndrome. She was so scared she was in survival mode all the time. And why you think she agreed to the F offs and all of this and all of that? Number one, she wanted to please him because she thought she was in love with him, and number two, she was afraid. She didn't want to get beat. You know, and that's my opinion. You know, but yes, he absolutely groomed her. Absolutely, in my opinion. Thought she was young. Don't make no sense. Taxi. Do you think he? I don't know if he was dealing with tax evasion or not. I don't even know if I haven't heard that, but the fact that he was doing he was charging Bad Boy Records for things that really didn't involve you know, the artist Cassie, right? It really involved his sick fantasies and stuff. You know, and they trying to write it off as if, well, we're spending X amount of dollars for Cassie to do this and X amount of dollars for Cassie to do that. When that the only thing she was doing was being a worker. Okay. They did lock up R. Kelly for less. You right about that? They sure did. They sure did. But I just hate that there really isn't a lot of proof onto the real dirty stuff. I mean, it's real dirty what he did to Cassie. But I'm talking about the alleged unaliving of people. You know what I mean? That is what I'm talking about. Right? Find those Prince tapes, right? But Fifi, right? They rocked up R. Kelly for less. They sure did. Another deviant. Okay. Another deviant. And I'm not finna apologize for nobody. If you're wrong, you're wrong. I don't care what color you are. Okay? But the thing is, he's so stupid and he's so sick in the head. You know what I mean? With his stupid God complex. He just like R. Kelly. See, you decided to prey on your own people. Right? You want to do all of this disgusting stuff and prey on your own people because you know you couldn't get away with it with nobody else. See, why they not talking, them apologists not talking about that? Why they ain't talking about that? You know? And then also, but like I said, I'm disgusted by all these He-Man black woman hate. We know it's been a gender war forever. We all have heard of the gender war, especially online, especially on YouTube, but offline too. See, sometimes you got everybody want to have love. Us black women, we want to have love. We want to be with our own people, but ladies, y'all better watch, cause some of these men don't like you like that. Okay. There is a part of the manosphere called men going their own way MGTOW, okay? Half of these deviants, all of these deviants, y'all need to let them have them, honey. Y'all need to let them go their own way, okay? And people, when you see people like the DDG that's so young, that's already putting his hand on women and all this and all that, I think some of that is because of a term I heard called break a B culture. Now, I had never heard that term, break a bish culture. I'm like, excuse me, what they mean by that, right? And you have so many young people plugged into the internet and not plugged into, decent people like DDG. I think he was raised by his mom, right? And but he was raised by a woman. That don't make no difference, right? But you got him so angry. That's why that movie was so important that they had on Netflix called, I think it was called Adolescence or something like that, because it was about this little boy. He was 12 or 13 years old, and he stayed online all the time. He unalived this little girl because of all the ministry talk that was on there, and had him hating women, right? And he hadn't even never dated or anything. I mean, he was a young, like 13. But you felt like in your heart that you hated these women so much you want to unalive this little girl. Child. Hey Cloud, how you doing? 2.1 people. Yes, about Diddy years ago. Pardon my manners. Good morning, Cloud. No problem. But yeah, you're right. A lot of people been warning people about Diddy for decades. Okay. I think I did a video the other day and I talked about um how oh, and then another thing about the diddler, honey, he don't like to be rejected, okay? So I was like, oh my God, when I was listening to Terrence Howard tell about his experience with the diddler, I was like, oh, Terrence, you better watch out, honey. You're going to have the pneumonia in a minute, okay? You're going to be fighting like Jamie Foxx, all right? You better calm down, you know. And so, but more than anything else, he don't like to look bad, you know. He really don't want the world, but now the world knows. But he don't want people knowing what he really like, right? That's why he say he hired all these publicists and all this and all that. He ain't nothing but a deviant, nothing but a little deviant. Okay, with a God complex and misplaced ego and misplaced a sense of thinking he's running somebody and all of this and all that. Because really, them execs, them big ones, honey, they was running you. Okay? You was always just a worker, honey. You was never a god. You was a worker. I don't care if you had your own record label saying bad boy or not. Okay? It still was signed under somebody else. All right? It was never your own. Okay? So, yeah, looking forward to Albie Shure's book too. Yes, I hope he really does write his book. But I understand why he won't be called to testify, because he really can't testify to anything as it pertains to Cassie and Diddy. He can only testify to to Kim Porter's relationship with Diddy. And them girls, his daughters, his twins just graduated. And they said, well, I heard that they said they weren't going to college and whatnot and all of this and all that. But to have them girls up there in that trial listening to all of that stuff, and they're really not showing up. They said for a couple of days, the family ain't showed up. And I don't know if it's because the publicist wanted it that way, because people were starting to talk about how could you have your kids up there listening to all that stuff. You know what I mean? And so now I can understand if Justin or Christian, or even Quincy honestly showed up. I mean, they're adults. They know what was going on. I don't think Quincy ever got involved with that nonsense, though. I really don't. But I don't know to what degree he corrupted his Justin and Christian. What do they call him, King or whatever. So yeah. And I'm still not convinced. I am sort of convinced, but I'm still not convinced that Misa Hilton's son, Justin, is the Diddler's, right? Because he look an awful lot like Wolf. But then I slipped up and seen a picture of the Diddler's father from the 70s. And that boy look a lot like the Diddler's daddy. And I'm saying, oh, okay. And he would have had, I mean, he looked so different from Diddy. I'm sure he got a blood test at one point in time. You know what I mean? A DNA test or whatever. But I guess he take after his daddy and his mom, just like Chris Brown said, free Tory, and got locked up the next day. And then can't even get out. Uh, can't even get out to June 13th. Wouldn't give him a bond fee all the way over there in London. I said, well, what happened to his handlers? Somebody dropped the ball on that, because he never should have touched down over there in London, because they locked him up expeditiously, honey. Like they was waiting for him to come in town. They was waiting for that plane to touch down, baby. He was in that hotel room ain't nothing but a couple of hours, and they done locked him up. I was like, ooh, and can't get out. I was like, child. I guess they said he a flight risk, honey. He a flight risk. He's an American. We can't let him go nowhere. Ooh, child. Whoever it is that handling Chris Brown, they dropped the ball on that. I was like, dang, that's crazy. Mm-mm. But anyway, yeah, I had never heard that term before till the other day, break a B culture. So you don't know, they don't know how to relate to women, honestly, for whatever reason. So they go around demeaning and then let's take, for example, the Diddler. Now that's way back, right? See, the internet wasn't even popular. The internet wasn't even this. The Diddler goes so far back, and we know that, right? He is just disgusting just for the fact of being disgusting. Okay? The fact that you did that girl the way that you did her, and you basically threw her away like trash after you sucked her youth up out of her. That's why I say she only got 20 million. She deserved more than that. And then as far as Lil Bootsy saying, right, pimp turn, right. And as far as Lil Bootsy saying her and her husband plan to get money out of Diddy because they fell on hard times, good. Okay. Okay, she deserved more than she got. Cause I don't even know why she settled on 20 million. Like honestly. But then I heard shout out to Tisa Tales talking about something that he's done got himself some kind of a state lawyer or something, federal state lawyer or something, trying to protect his assets because he want to leave something, for his kids and himself when he get out of jail. Honey, he ain't worried about leaving them kids nothing. Okay, he want to leave it for himself. All right. Now let's keep it a buck. Child, Chris Brown is out of jail of 5 million bond plus another million in 2 days. Now I don't know who told you that, but Chris Brown is being detained until June 13th unless they change their mind, and I ain't seen it nowhere else except for what you just said. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, he's gonna be held to June 13th, like they said, until I can get offline and see proof of it. But anyway, I never heard that term break a B culture, right? That is, and then when it comes to some black men, and expect now here's the thing that women need to understand, right? This is what I want to say. Take Halle Bailey for instance, right? That DDG boy, he ain't nothing but a dang on YouTuber, right? He a wannabe rapper, but he a YouTuber. They call him a streamer, right? Online all the time. Want to use his son for content, in my opinion. And then I don't even want to say. I really even think he got that girl pregnant on purpose. If we being honest. And then the way he was, see, that's why you should be always. Now you got to be stupid if you are a woman and you are not in control of your own contraception, right? So that Halle girl, evidently because she was vegan, she didn't want to put that birth control stuff in her body and all of this and all of that. So she was leaving the contraceptive up to him, which is using a condom or whatever, right? Now, why would you leave your contraceptive? You the Little Mermaid, right? You belong to Disney. Why in the world would you leave your contraception up to this clout chaser? Why would you do that? Yes, he's out on $6 million bond. Three hours ago. I'm gonna have to go check it up. Then Black Power. All right, I'll check on it when I get off here. But before I came online, he was still in jail and wasn't getting out till June 13th. But absolutely, if they giving him a bond, then okay, I'll definitely go check. Uh huh. I sure will. But yeah, I think he knocked her up on purpose for whatever reason, because he's a clout chaser, in my opinion. He said she was verbally, and he said, Hallie said that he was verbally and physically abusive to her. Guess what? I believe it. You know why? Simply because she is more successful than him. Now, see, here's the thing. Now, see, Aretha Franklin tried to warn women about this long time, and even before Aretha Franklin, there was the late what was her name? That Alice was it Alice Walker, Madam C.J. Walker. Madam C.J. Walker, there was a whole movie about what happened between Madam C.J. Walker and her husband. She was very successful, first black woman billionaire, self-made billionaire with the hair products and stuff, right? But her husband was so jealous, he started doing nonsensical stuff. Because here's the thing: when it comes, what people don't, what women don't understand is, I don't care, huh? Huh? What you say, baby? Was you talking to me? Oh, okay. But anyway, y'all, sorry about that. Uh, uh, oh, I lost my train of thought. When it comes to men, there are a lot. Let's talk about melanated people in general, right? Now, this happens just not with melanated people. All men, right? You got these men, they want to stand beside you. You more successful than them. You know what I mean? And it would appear that everything is okay, but they start to envy you, right? And be jealous in a way at one point in time, because they know that they are the one that's supposed to be supporting the family and not you. So they start to have a problem with that, right? So when you get somebody like a DDG and Hallie situation, fast forward, and like I said, it happened with Madam C.J. Walker. We know the story of her. We know. Oh, and like I said, I was trying to say I didn't want to forget about it. But Aretha Franklin made a whole song called "Respect" behind an incident that she had with a man, and of course she was more successful. And all she wanted, what she say? What you want, baby? I got it. What you need? 'Cause I buy it. All I want you to do for me is show a little respect, just a little bit. Hey, baby, baby, come on. Do you see what I'm saying? The reason why she wrote that song is because she was taking care of this man, and he was still disrespecting her. But the reason why, what she didn't understand is the reason why he was still disrespecting you, and that's the same thing for the GDG and the Hallie situation. It's simply because y'all are more successful than them, and they know that they are supposed to be the head of the household. Because that is the way that the Most High intended it. Okay, and they start to feel away about that. Okay, they really start to feel away about that. So then I hear this term called breaker beat culture. And we know that a whole lot, and we're talking about melanated people in particular, right? Now, see, there are several reasons. You can make a good argument when it comes to some black males, um, ancestrally, what was done to all of us during slavery, right? That trauma is still in our DNA. But here's the thing: is there are so many more functional black men in this world than dysfunctional, that you really can't, in my opinion, use that as an excuse as to why they're treating these women any kind of way. Because it's not just these stars, it's everyday people. We know this. Because if it wasn't just everyday people, the femicide, if it was only the stars, the femicide rate amongst melanated women wouldn't be so high. So you really got to think about what's going on, and you really got to. And these people, it's all up in your, face. Everyday people and stars. Do these men really like you? You got to figure that out. You know, and unfortunately, you got to stop leading with your heart and start leading with your mind, because you can end up not even here anymore because somebody was jealous and envious of you. Okay, and it's not only the straight men that I'm talking about, that play a part in this breaker beat culture. Okay, it's the gay men too. We see it online all the time. The trans women, which are men's, they think they in competition with you, black woman. So why you worried about Cassie being a gold digger and over there apologizing for Diddy and being a mammy and a pick me? You need to be worried about yourself, because just like you ain't no different. Just like they don't like them. Or when you got somebody over here, or like even a gay man or a trans woman talking about somebody in particular, honey, they talking about you too. They don't like you either. Now, and then they go for the straight men too. You better watch your back. Okay? With more black women going to college and being more successful, should they not be with men? Should they not be with men that may earn less or not be as successful? Better to look outside of our community or remain alone. Well, my thing is, I think you have to be careful when you are the successful female in a relationship and your mate is not as successful as you, because that could breed contempt. Okay? Because everybody is not, even if a man said he is okay, with the situation, is he really? Is he really? You know. And as far as looking outside your community, that makes no difference, because you got a lot of bottom shelf brads around here that's doing the same thing. Look at that man online right now. He is married to that melanated woman. He bald headed and he tall, and she got 4 kids. She got 2 melanated ones and two that's half his. Honey, that ain't nothing but a bottom shelf brad. He living off of that woman. All right, that ain't no better. Child, college doesn't equal intellect. True, college is equal to indoctrination. And well, no, I disagree. I disagree. When it comes to some things, it is indoctrinated, But when it comes, but no, it does not equal intellect. Absolutely not. But that is not what we're talking about. What we're really talking about is the reason why these some of these melanated men are feel envious and then forever you have heard the argument of black men saying that for whatever reason they think black women make it easier. They get it easier in this world simply because they are women. Honey, that is not true. All right, that is a misogynistic standpoint. If you black men still make more money, if a black when it comes to a black woman, a black man in the same field, especially white collar or blue collar, that man is still gonna make more money. See, that's a moot point. That argument doesn't hold water. You know. So, but you have to find somebody that you are equally yoked with. And you just can't be running with your heart, or cause you just might be lonely or whatever, because there are so few men to pick from when it comes to melanated men and women. You jump the gun and you be a Halle Bailey and you find yourself with a DDG, which ain't nothing but a clout chaser. But I would rather be alone than disrespected and treated wrong and clout chased off of. Yes, I would. That's the other part of it. Absolutely. Because what you won't do is disrespect me, and I ain't buying you nothing. Because I'm not your mama. Okay? So he wouldn't have to be worried about me, honey. Because I wouldn't buy him nothing, no way. You got to buy me something. Uh-huh. But I just really want to because it's really, I had never heard that term, break a B culture. I'm like, excuse me? And so that's why they speak so derogatorily, especially about black women online. So they want to break you, black woman? The gay ones and the straight ones? They feel a way about you? And half of them feel a way about you and they don't even know why. But you want to turn flips and do all kind of things trying to be a pick me online with the gay ones or the straight ones when they don't like you anyway. But they need to take MGTOW's advice and go their own way. Okay? And you need to stand up and stand up for yourself. That's ridiculous. Because all things are equal on the internet, in my opinion. You talk crap to me, I'm going to talk crap to you. Tell me something, break a B culture. Excuse me? I had never heard that in my life. I said, that is the reason for this video. Because I heard that term right there, break a B culture. I said, the nerve. The nerve. I could not believe that. I'm like, what? Child. So I guess that's what Diddy was doing. But see, Diddy had all the power in the situation. And then you still want this woman? You still want to treat this woman like this? Just cause you can? Perfect example. Whether you more successful to them or they more successful to you, they still don't like you. Okay? They still gonna make excuses to treat you to break you, if you will. Okay, cause see, ancestrally, just cause you have been buck broken and you still feel aware about that because it's encoded in your DNA, you don't have to choose to stay broken. You can be a better person. See, we all have a choice. Okay? You don't have to choose to live in whatever kind of trauma you got going on and project it onto somebody else. Okay? Treat your men with respect. Stop celebrating obstinate behavior. Treat your women with respect, and stop celebrating deviant behavior. Okay? Treat your women with respect, and stop celebrating deviant, pedophilic, DV infused, just every other thing derogatory fueled men. Stop celebrating them. Stop giving them your all when they don't like you anyway. What about that? Gay, straight, indifferent, they don't like you. Okay? And you need to open your eyes because you can tell if they like you or not by the way they talk to you or the way they try to play game on you. Okay? Absolutely, respect is earned. My respect is not even earned, it's demanded. It's a requirement. If you can't give it to me on site, then we have nothing anyway. Okay? Moderation. Modern women celebrate obstinate masculine behavior. I disagree. I disagree. I disagree. So you are basing that assumption on some on a small amount of women that you may see online, but it's not that way offline and in the real world. You know. No, you would give me the respect that I demand. Okay? And that is why I have been married for so long. Because that is one of my boundaries. If you do not respect me, then we have nothing. I respect you, respect me. It's about reciprocity. And that disrespect thing, for me, that's a deal breaker. It is non-negotiable. So, but you got a lot of women that don't know how to demand the respect, unfortunately. And so I think that is in part the reason why. I don't know when things got flipped around, because at one point in time, I have always been in the presence of strong women. But at one point in time, you start to see these women, especially melanated women, acquiesce to all this dysfunction when it came to black men. They used to have to woo you and do more for you, black woman, but now they feel like you should send them the flowers instead of them sending you the flowers. Now, I don't know how and when that flipped around, but baby, never would I ever, okay? Never would I ever. Not when women come with demands, but no authority to claim. They come with all authority. Absolutely, they come with all authority. You must be one of them He-Man black woman haters, or part of the manosphere or whatever. Okay, but I don't want to hear this no more. Get off my thing. I'm demanding that before I block you. I don't know you and I don't like you. What about that? I have the authority to control who comes on my panel. And then you went too far. What about that? Now saturate your ass on up out of here, okay? Mm-hmm. Let me block this person. Where's the block thing? I hit the remove, but I don't know how to do block them. Where's the block button at? Yeah, it's how to use it on this channel. There we go. But anyway, I don't have time to play games with people. It's just too many trolls saying the wrong thing. All right. But I really want to talk to y'all about that because I see what's going. I am so shocked to be reading or listening to some of this stuff that they're saying about Cassie, and not only Cassie, black women in general, especially but women. But I'm black, so I'm saying melanated women in general because I am a melanated woman. All right, and they got something going on called breaker B culture because they envious of you. They envious of you to the point to where they want to look like you. They want to act like you. They want to emulate you. Okay, especially a certain type of black woman that they want to emulate. Okay, they want to replicate or emulate. Okay, or culturally appropriate the what do you call it, the oh, I don't know, the stereotype. I'm gonna put it that way, the stereotype, the negative stereotype. Okay, they love that stuff. Okay, they want to put on them blind wigs, honey, and them nails and run with it. And the whole time y'all think it's a kiki and it's cute, and where they don't like you to the point to where they want to emulate you, and they think it's gonna be safe if they become you, because clearly you got it better than them, which is not true. That is so ignorant. Okay. But that's where all these Diddy apologists and Diddy explainers come from. That's the mentality, in my opinion. And that is what I want to share with you guys, okay? Because I see what's going on here. But it don't matter how many of them, in my opinion, apologize for his dysfunctional self. He's still going down because the federal prosecutors wouldn't have charged him with these charges if they didn't have proof of it. Now, why this trial gotta take so long? Because the trial could have wrapped up yesterday with Cassie's mama's statement, in my opinion. Okay, child. She got him so good they couldn't even ask her no questions. They said we have no questions at this time, Your Honor. They did not even question her. I was like, ooh, you look at that. But anyway, that's all I got, y'all. I'm gonna get off here and like I said, I can watch the case in spurts, but not every day. The energy is too bad. It's too off. And you can't dwell on something like this. Um, Child, it's just sick. But anyway, I'll still be coming on and off when I can and talk about it or whatever else, y'all. Okay, and thank y'all for joining me this morning if you did, because like I said, I don't be having time to talk about them fools no more. You know what I mean? But I still want to come on here and talk to my people. Whether you drop down or whether you want to hear it or not. Maybe you'll be part of the replay gang. I don't know. But as far as the other content with them fools over there, them beef sector fools, honey, I don't see it for them no more. Okay. Like I really I can't listen to not nary another video from none of them ignorant ass bitches, okay, or them ignorant ass ninjas, either one of them, okay, or them ninja bees, okay. I flat out can't freaking do it. It's just beyond. But anyway, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Please be part of the replay gang. And I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Bye bye. Thanks for joining me. Bye bye. Peace.